Hey guys, the Endman here, and well, about an hour or so ago, I wanted to file my taxes first before I did anything. I beat Kingdom Hearts 3. Not 100%, I wanted to get through the bulk of the story first, and then I'll go back and do anything I have to do off screen or on my own time, whenever I have the time, because, well, it's not going to be for a while, because we're going to be going all in on this move soon, but I figured while it's fresh in my mind, I would give you guys a bit of my feelings about the game, because they range very far, because there are some things about the game I really, really liked, and there are other things about the game I didn't like in the slightest. So I'm not going to give you guys any spoilers, even though the game's out now, and I mean, I know some people are still playing the game. People take their time. Some people like me happen to have 2 days off as the game came out, so I just blitzed through the whole game to the best of my ability. I'm going to talk about first the stuff about the game that I did like. Now, like, I'm not going to talk about, like, the story spoilers. Like, if something bugs me, I won't say, like, what it really was if it was a story element, but more or less I'll be like, you know, there's this thing that I did not appreciate, but you get the gist by now. First thing that I really have to admire is the scope of the world. Of all the worlds, really. I think the only one that's really small, ironically, is Twilight Town, which used to be one of the biggest worlds in the game. But yeah, all the worlds are really huge and expansive. There's treasure everywhere. In fact, so much so that the only, other than Twilight Town, which I got all the treasure for in that one, the only world that I've come even remotely close to getting over 80% of the treasure is the first world, Olympus. So there's a lot of exploring I'm going to have to do in places like the Caribbean and San Francisco, Monstropolis, and all that, so I can get all the treasures and all the stuff that we have to do to help get the game 100%. That's the first thing I have to like. The second thing I absolutely adore is the combat system, which basically incorporates some of the best combat systems from all of the Kingdom Hearts games. Like, it has the reloadable magic from Kingdom Hearts 2, which could be a blessing or a curse, depending on how you look at it. It also has the shot lock commands from Birth by Sleep. I'll go in depth on those when we do my Birth by Sleep Let's Play next year, or at the end of this year, I don't know. Who knows where the wind takes me. It also has the flow motion from Dream Drop Distance that I really, really loved. And the Keyblade actually transforms depending on which Keyblade you use. There aren't as many Keyblades as there are in the normal versions of the game, but yeah, you know, it's the Keyblade I ended up using the most was the one you get in Arendelle, which I don't know why. I started out using the one you get from Twilight Town a lot, but then the Toy Story one was really good. But the Arendelle one, oh my lord, I don't understand why it's so good. The combination, the transformations that the Keyblade does with it are absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, if that is my personal favorite Keyblade of the ones I had in the game, so there's that. They also brought summons back. They're mostly called links now, but they are, let's face it, they're summons. The Dream Eaters from Dream Drop Distance come back. They're fun. They're really good early on in case you're struggling against, like, tougher opponents. The second one you get is Wreck-It Ralph, and he's Wreck-It Ralph. He's fun. I'm going to go in depth on the third one, because the third one is the one I use the most. The fourth one you get is in the Caribbean. You get Ariel. Ariel's fun. She's the water dancing thing. It's fun. It does a lot of hits and combos and all that. And the last one is Stitch, which I think I used once or twice, but because by that point I was just so powerful in the game anyway that I really didn't need to use the summons unless of course it was the third one. The third one, of course, being Simba, who might be the most broken summon in the game. I'll be honest with you, Simba is what got me through the last part of the game, because God, his summon does so much damage, and the combinations of his attacks, it's Simba is the most broken summon in the game, and it's not even like in the first Kingdom Hearts game when he was a summon, where you had to charge up the roar and do that. No, just hit the button and he roars. Hit the button and he jumps. And the only roar he has to charge is the final attack, which is, oh my god, that summon alone got me through the Frozen world. I don't even remember fighting throughout most of that world because, I'll get into that in a bit, but that's a couple of things I like. The gummy ships, they actually did really good on. I don't like the fact that, that it's like, I like the fact that it's so wide open that you could travel anywhere and do anything in space, but I also kind of appreciated the fact that it wasn't such an obnoxious slog just to get to a new world. The one that drove me bonkers the most was, one of the worlds, I think it was Monstropolis, opened up with this huge boss in space, and he just kicked the crap out of me. I did some of the gummy leveling up. Oh, sorry. My Vinyl Pop Sora figure fell over. As did my Kairi one. Thank God the Dark Magician Girl, the Genie, and Riku all like to stand up. Alright, Kairi. Why do you not want to stand? Your head is very big, Kairi. You know, we'll rest you on that box right there. I gotta get that wherever it went. But anyway, yeah, I like the gummy ship. I like how it's sort of, like, I like how it's expansive, but I also don't really like it. It's weird. Like, you have to pay attention to the what they tell you to do, because I got lost at one point. Like, I had just gotten out of Twilight Town, and I wanted to get to the first world, but I thought that one of the icons on the map was, going to be, the world, but it ended up being the next world, and I'm like level 8, you can't throw me into that world now, that's crazy. But alas, they tried to. Another thing I liked, I actually liked the minigames in this world, in this game. A lot of the worlds have their own select minigames. My personal favorite ones, oddly enough, since I'm not that high on the movie itself, are the cooking games in Twilight Town, where you work with Remy the Rat from Ratatouille. And the other one that I really liked was the shield surfing or shield sledding that you do in Arendelle, which was really fun. There were some I really did not like. The shooting boss fight, where you had to fight all those mech suits in the Toy Story world, was not fun. That was one of my least favorite aspects of the game, but well, don't worry, we'll get to those later. What else did I like? I like the team attacks. You know, where the heck did that thing even go? Oh, here it is. Alright. Let me try this because it's bugging me. Alright, Kairi. That didn't work. Alright, so your heel goes in that one, your toes go in that one. Okay, fine. You can stand on your platform resting on a Game of Thrones box, but whatever. Yeah, I love the team attacks. Like, every character has their own specific team attack or attacks. I think the one I ended up using the most was Goofy's, but all of them have their own unique, like, moves and stuff. Like, Hercules has his own unique one. Flynn and Rapunzel have their own one. Jack Sparrow and Sora have their own. I can't say all of them. Not all of them do, because certain characters you only are fighting with for 1 or 2 fights, so there's really no reason to join forces with them. But what you gonna do? The Winnie the Pooh world was actually really quick. I was not expecting that. I was expecting another torn page thing where you have to go through all the worlds, but no, they slapped that thing very quickly into place. I was very happy. Not happy that the elephant, the Heffalump, was played by Peppa Pig's voice actress, sorry. Was not happy about that, but that's you can't always be too keen on the game, on everything. Like, you're not going to 100% like something. I know you might think you do, but there's always a little crack in the surface wherever you go. What else did I like about it, about the game? I had something on the tip of my tongue that I really liked, but... Oh, no, I can't talk about it because it's a spoiler. Oh, well, I could go about the graphics. I mean, you're going to get this from everybody, but the graphics in the game are phenomenal. They look beautiful. Like, you can tell that they actually put... Like, this is on a completely different engine than the other Kingdom Hearts games were. Like, it took the scale that a Fragmentary Passage had, and it expanded it to huge scopes. I mean, the fact that it's no longer, when you go to Olympus, you're not doing Colosseum battles. And actually, I will get back to that point, but I want to keep to what I'm talking about the graphics, because you scale Mount Olympus. It is beautiful. You get to scale this entire toy store. You can scale the North Mountain in Arendelle. It is just... I cracked a smile basically every 5 minutes when I was playing the game. Usually I'm sitting there and I'm focused and I want to do something, but I'd crack a smile every now and then. But there are a couple of things that I found were really funny about the game, and I think it was unintentional. A bunch of the voice actors either, I guess, couldn't return, or maybe had passed away, or maybe they just didn't want to pay them because they were over budget or something. But a lot of the times, like, they'll have characters that just appear, but then they don't appear again. Like, or like they won't say anything. Like, I noticed this first in Olympus because you're with Hercules, and Hercules is your partner in the world, and Meg does all the talking, but Phil is basically right behind her, and it's like, Phil, you do this, and all he does is nod. And I'm like, alright, that's weird. Maybe they just couldn't get his voice actor back. I'm surprised they didn't dub any lines in for him for later, because that's another thing I do like about the game. Just get a quick off topic. When you talk to characters, it's not just a text bubble anymore. They actually have the dialogue that speaks to you. Like, after Olympus, I went back looking for a bunch of the Mickey emblems, which you can use to unlock the secret ending. I did not unlock the secret ending. I'm going to have to do that. But while you were there, you walk past the statue of Hercules in Thebes, and they actually talk about how they're fixing, how Hercules and the others and the people of Thebes are trying to fix the statue. I'm like, oh wow, that's cool. But getting back to the thing about the people not talking, it kept getting worse, because you have a lot of cutscenes in Radiant Garden, which, in case you haven't watched my Kingdom Hearts 2 Let's Play, was the original name of Hollow Bastion. And Zexion, one of the members of Organization 13, is a good guy now, and he's trying to help Sora throughout his journey. But a couple of the other guys that didn't get recruited into the new organization, like the guy that had been Zaldin and the guy that had been Lexius, they're also guys that just run in and they're like, they don't talk, they just sit there and they grunt, or they scoff, or they don't even do anything, they just look. And everybody has to talk for them and, like, wonder how they're feeling the way they feel. I found that was funny. The funniest was Hans in Frozen, which I'm amazed they even put him in the plot of the story. Like, I mean, he shows up, like, you're walking down the North Mountain after you basically get flung off the mountain after your fight with the giant, Elsa's giant snowman thing. And you're walking down the mountain and you just see him. He's got Elsa over his shoulder. He's just carrying her like this. And I'm like, oh my lord. It was actually really, really funny. Yeah, that was definitely something that I noticed a lot of. There was there's a lot of there was a lot of unsubtle humor in the game too. I mean, when you set off in the game for the first time, the game is very good at trolling you. I mean, the first time you set off in the game, like you start the game, you start the first couple of cutscenes, it repeats a cutscene from Fragmentary Passage where Sora decides he needs to go and reclaim his strength from Dream Drop Distance, and it ends and it says 2.9, and I almost freaking died because everybody knows, like, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 had been the remix of the first game, Chain of Memories, and the movie version of Days, and then 2.5 was 2, Birth by Sleep, and then the movie version of Coded. And then 2.8 everyone was joking about because it was just Dream Drop Distance, the Fragmentary Passage, and then the movie version of, what are they calling it? Union Cross now? I don't even know. I stopped playing it. I stopped playing it because well, I'll get into that in another video. Because I want to keep the focus on Kingdom Hearts 3. Another thing, that's the one good thing that they were trolling you, but the biggest one, I even put it on Facebook. I was playing the Frozen World, and I can safely say I did not expect them to go with the whole Let It Go song. Like, I sat there and I'm like, well, first I was angry that Elsa wasn't your world partner. I thought that was like the best thing by default. I mean, Disney had done a lot of kick-ass female partners. I mean, it was Ariel in the first game, Mulan in the second game, and then you got to play as Aqua in Birth by Sleep. But I'm like, oh, I guess we're not going to be Elsa. That's kind of weird. But the fact that they chase her up, they follow her up the mountain, and then out of nowhere I hear the do-do-dee-doo-doo, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me right now? And sure enough, they go through the whole song. And then they almost did it again with freaking Do You Want to Build a Snowman? And I was like, okay, then I guess somebody was a big fan of the Frozen music. I mean, if you don't like Frozen, don't play this game because it's a pretty big world in the game. So there's that. Now it's time to get into stuff that I was like either about or stuff that I didn't like because, like I said, my emotions ranged from really high to like, oh, we're doing that, and then I'd be surprised. Like, I didn't expect the Ratatouille games to be so interesting. Like, I wasn't expecting that to be good. I was expecting the Winnie the Pooh world to be so quick. It was like, oh, it subverted my expectations, and then it goes down, and then it goes up, and then it goes down. I mean, the trailer that they released over the summer for the Pirates of the Caribbean world, they picked the best scenes that looked the most realistic, but I'm going to be honest with you, it's very hit and miss. Like, there's a lot of things that look beautiful about it, and then there's a lot of things that look stupid. I mean, what's his name? The bad guy from the second and third Pirates movies, the British guy. What's his name? Beckett, whatever. I think it's Beckett. He looks the worst. Like Jack Sparrow looks fine. Will and Elizabeth look okay. Barbossa looks weird. The one they got, Tia Dalma, looks okay. Davy Jones looks phenomenal. But the guy that played Cutler Beckett, he looks like he's fake. It looks like you're watching like an old version of it looks like you're watching an older like Grand Theft Auto game with the way they're talking. I'm like, really? Really? That's the best we're gonna do? But I don't even want to get started on the Pirates world because that is my least favorite world. I know I had predicted that, I thought I was predicting that it was going to be Monstropolis and San Francisco were going to be my least favorite worlds. San Francisco is still there, but it's not my least favorite. I thought San Francisco was going to be my least favorite world. But if I had to rank the Disney worlds, I'm going to leave Olympus alone because it's sort of a starter world, if you will. If you're going to rank the Disney worlds from best to worst, in my opinion, the worst was Pirates. Right after that was the Big Hero 6, San Francisco. I think I would put it from that point. Kingdom of Corona, Arendelle, Monstropolis, and then the Toy Box. The Toy Story world was the best. It's not even close. If you ask me, it's not even remotely close because they did so well with the animations. Obviously, they got Pixar to help out with that, but I digress. The Pirate World is definitely my least favorite because it is the least forgiving. I mean, I died so many times in the Pirates World, it was disgusting. And the most frustrating part of that was, you've seen in the trailers, you get to control your own ship. So, like, when you're sailing, it's sort of the same as when you're in the gummy ship menu, the gummy map world thing, whatever. The world map, there you go. You get to explore the seas, so you can go and hunt for treasure and do whatever you want. It's fun like that, but I wanted to just get through the story, and you have to level up your ship, which is stupid, if you ask me. Incredibly stupid. And, like, I died so many times because you have to fight. First, you have two big fights in a row. First, you have to fight a bunch of Heartless ships along with the organization member that's there. And he has his own ship, which is overpowered as shit. And then you gotta go into Shipwreck Cove and fight the Flying Dutchman and the Kraken at the same time, while protecting the Black Pearl. Again, they like their protect missions in this game. By gosh, by golly. Well, this franchise, not just this game. Of course, my three least favorite Hellspawns, Tainer, Pence, and Olette, both return, much to my dismay. And, well, they don't have that big a role in it. It's just more or less just bringing them in for the sake of bringing them in. This game did make me cry. It had me in the feels, hit me in the feels twice. 2 big times it hit me in the feels. Oh, this light is really bright. I just noticed that. Try to... No, that's too dark. Alright, well, light's there. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Wow, really? 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 There we go. Yeah, this game got me good on a couple of occasions. I'm not gonna go in depth on which ones they were. They're obviously most of them were all in the climax of the game, so I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but there were 3 or 4 moments where I was like, oh wow, that's right in the feels. The biggest one came at the end where, okay, I don't want to go into a big spoiler thing, but let's just say I, for months, was saying, oh, they won't do that. Oh, they wouldn't dare to do that. That'd be so stupid. They did it. In case you don't know what it is, go play the game for yourself and find out. But that's one of the things. You guys know me. I really do like movies and stuff that end on like a cliffhanger. I mean, Game of Thrones is the big one, the big offender for that. But The Empire Strikes Back, Fellowship of the Ring, stuff like that. Everything that ends on a cliffhanger, I do really like. This, I'm not that big of a fan of the way this game ended. I mean, I don't know, maybe I was just hoping that it was going to be a little different. It really wasn't what my expectations were. I'm not really sure if that's why I was so down on the game, why I was so down at the end of it, or maybe I was just friggin' like just distraught because that's just the way this game goes. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. If I had to give the game a number grade, I would give it a 92. It was very good. It is, in terms of, like, a total grade, it is the 3rd best Kingdom Hearts game that I've played. Of course, I have to play it again to get a full-on consensus opinion. But in terms of me, the only 2 Kingdom Hearts games that I have that better grades than them would be Kingdom Hearts 2 and then Birth by Sleep. I mean, Birth by Sleep did the whole cliffhanger thing really well, but we're done with that. I would give the game an A-, a 92 rating, you know. Definitely good. Like, I would recommend this game for a Kingdom Hearts fan. Outside of that, it's a little tricky to get into. They do have a nice little video thing, montage at the beginning that lets you get into the story in case you have no idea what you're talking about. And it'll let you get in a little bit. It's not that expansive, but you know the drill. That's pretty much it. Kingdom Hearts 3 is done. So is my little weekend of just sitting on my ass on my big green chair playing it. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow when I upload my newest video, which is going to be the Ultima version of the compilation 1992 and 1993, which I'm using a couple of more trailers that I wanted to put into it so I can be more expansive, you know. Also, I needed something to bridge me in because the rest of the year in terms of compilations and openings is geared entirely towards the Masterpiece Collection version of the compilation series. Because I can do that. 1999 itself is a little bit of a set, but I could actually do the Masterpiece Collection one because basically that's Snow White in 94 to Ichabod and Mr. Toad in 99. Granted, there's a shit ton of trailers and videos and all that are in the game, but yeah, what do you know? But thank you guys for hearing me out. Like I said, I'd give it a very good rating. It's an A- for me. I'm going to play it again in maybe a month or two just to sort of get, once I'm back in the swing of things. Maybe, well, maybe if I have any free time. But, you know, I'll give a more clear update when I'm more packed up and moved because my room's a bit of a mess right now. So I will see you guys some other time. So thank you guys for hearing me out on Kingdom Hearts 3, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did. So until then, sayonara.